Yes, it's over, call it a day. So is the dream over? Well, with the new news about the fastest woman alive, Elaine Thompson-Herah, the dream could actually be over. What dream? Let's talk. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to go. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, first up, let me just invite you to check out our newest channel on YouTube, Peter Lloyd World of Wealth, where we discuss all things finance. So if you want to achieve financial freedom, check out Peter Lloyd World of Wealth. Now, let's get to this video. Now, the news broke yesterday that Elaine Thompson-Herah will be working out in the United States with her new coach. Thompson-Herah, who is the fastest woman alive, second fastest woman all time over the 100 meters with that insane 10.54 that she ran at the Prefontaine Classic in Oregon in 2021. Well, she has had challenges, as many of you may know, regarding basically just injured people. She left MVP, and since she left MVP, it's just been downhill, like a straight downhill trajectory. So the news broke yesterday, and that news came from Gregory Horton. It says Gregory Horton has reported that the fastest woman alive, Elaine Thompson-Herah, is currently in Jacksonville, Florida, and will be coached by Raina Reeder at Tumbleweed Track Club for the upcoming season. Raina has coached the likes of Christian Taylor, Nia Ali, Andre DeGrasse, Daphne Schiffers, Trayvon Bromell, Marcel Jacobs, Tiana Madison, and others. This news comes just a few weeks after the Jamaica Observer reported that she was in advanced negotiations with her previous club, MVP, the club that I personally think she should probably be at. If this move to America is confirmed, it'll mark the first time in Elaine's career that she's gone overseas for full-time training. Now, this is Coach Raina Reeder. And of course, most of you know that since leaving MVP, Elaine Thompson-Herah's track career has just gotten worse and worse. And in 2024, it was just an absolutely horrendous year for her in terms of the sheer injury. And this, one of her final races for the season, was what resulted of the injury.
Away they go. Good start in lane 6 from Celera Barnes. Aaliyah Hobbs on the inside of Thompson-Herah, who's got some ground to find, and the Kinnison's running well and right on the outside as well. Coming up towards the line, that's...
Is literally limping. She took the shoe off, something is wrong. Now look back at the race. This is the last 30 of the race. She stops running. You can see it there. She literally stops running. Now, so it was evident that her husband, who had been her coach, couldn't do the job. And I'm not disrespecting her husband anyway. He just wasn't able to get it done. She did find a coach who, at the end of 2023, did get it done, but then they had massive disputes. I don't want to get back into that regarding money, who should get what. And that, of course, basically left her coachless, which, just made matters worse. That last coach, of course, is Coach Shaniki Osborne. And then, of course, she switched from Coach Shaniki Osborne to Coach Ronaldo Walcott, and that was also an absolute disaster. So we were very excited when we heard that, she was in deep negotiations with MVP, because let's face it, people, the only people that has been able to bring out the best in her is MVP and Coach Stephen Francis.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
Now, I have no problems with her and her team deciding to leave MVP. I'm going to be frank with you. I don't know the details, etc. And, Shelly Ann left Coach Stephen Francis, and we saw the best of Shelly Ann Fraser-Price under Coach Ronaldo Walcott. I mean, she became the third fastest woman all time, running her fastest times after the age of 30, which is pretty unusual for track and field. So my challenge, I think, with what happened with Elaine Thompson-Herah was that she miscalculated. And some people might say this was not the brightest decision, because what the miscalculation she made wasn't even just leaving MVP Track Club. I mean, we've all gone over that ad nauseum. I think the real miscalculation that herself and her team made was that they underestimated what Coach Stephen Francis brought to the table. Because you see, people, often we underestimate what coaches can do. The chemistry between a great coach and a great athlete is very, very rarely reproduced. If you remember, for instance, Johan Blake, when he was being coached by Glenn Mills, he was at his best. And then, of course, injury, etc. He's just never been the same Johan Blake ever again. And there are numerous examples. Now, I don't know if you saw the first season of Sprint. I'm rewatching it to get into the second season. But Elaine Thompson-Herah made a statement that I want you to hear. And I think this was the real folly of Elaine Thompson-Herah, her husband, and their team. Listen.
I can do it on my own without MVP. Anybody can be your coach.
That was a folly. Anybody can be your coach. And that's actually not true. I mean, that was the miscalculation. I mean, basically, I can't, of course, obviously show you the clip because of copyright issues, but you at least heard that little bit of audio, which I'm hoping that they'll allow you to hear. That was a miscalculation of her team. Anyone can be your coach, and that's just not true. It's not plausible. A great athlete needs a great coach. A great student needs a great teacher. That's pretty much how it works. It's the chemistry. And unfortunately, very often in athletics and other sports, people underestimate the importance of the coach. Clearly, what Coach Stephen Francis and his brother Paul Francis does, and MVP does, and I'm going to still say that they're the greatest female sprint coaches in recorded history. I mean, you have to understand that from 2016 to 2021, or 2008 to 2021, we dominated female 100 meter and 200 meter sprinting, almost completely dominated it. And all of these athletes came out of MVP. So she was wrong. She was horrendously wrong when she said anyone can be your coach, because that's not true. Now, it's just funny because I don't hear many people talking about that aspect of it. I'm not talking about her MVP. I'm not talking about her leaving, because, you could leave. Like I said, Shelly left and found a great coach and the chemistry was right. But my challenge here is that she actually verbalized in that sprint documentary, season 1, she said anyone can be your coach. It is not correct. And it's one of the reasons why I was hoping that she would have gotten back with MVP, because the chemistry worked. Now, the damage that has been done to her body, I discussed it in a previous video. I'm going to take the liberty of running all of that, because you see, the injury issues are a lot more than you think. That compounding of the injury issues. Okay, just bear with me and listen. Continuous Achilles tendon injuries over an extended period, such as from 2017 to 2024, can have several compounding effects on a female 100-meter sprinter's ability to run fast. 1. Reduced strength and power. The Achilles tendon plays a crucial role in the explosive movements required for sprinting. Chronic injuries can lead to reduced strength and power in the affected leg, compromising the sprinter's ability to generate the necessary force for a fast start and sustained speed. 2. Impaired biomechanics. Repeated injuries often cause changes in running mechanics as the body compensates to avoid pain or further injury. This can lead to inefficient running form, increased energy expenditure, and slower sprint times. 3. Decreased training volume and intensity. Continuous injuries typically limit the athlete's ability to train at high intensities and volumes. Reduced training can lead to a decline in overall fitness, muscle strength, and sprint-specific adaptations, all of which are essential for peak performance. 4. Loss of confidence and mental stress. Chronic injuries can have significant psychological effects, leading to reduced confidence and increased anxiety about re-injury. This mental stress can negatively impact performance during both training and competition. 5. Increased risk of secondary injuries. Compensatory mechanisms and altered biomechanics can lead to increased stress on other parts of the body, raising the risk of secondary injuries such as knee, hip, or lower back problems, further hindering performance. 6. Note: scar tissue formation and decreased flexibility. Repeated injuries can lead to scar tissue buildup around the Achilles tendon, reducing its flexibility and elasticity. This can impair the tendon's ability to stretch and recoil effectively, which is essential for sprinting. 7. Delayed recovery and rehabilitation. Continuous injuries often mean prolonged periods of rest and rehabilitation, interrupting the training cycle and delaying progress. The athlete might struggle to regain previous levels of performance after each injury. Overall, continuous Achilles tendon injuries from 2017 to 2024 would likely have a significant negative impact on a female 100-meter sprinter's ability to run fast, affecting her physical capabilities, training consistency, and psychological state. Effective management and rehabilitation strategies are crucial to mitigate these effects and support the athlete's return to peak performance. So as you can tell, and that's scientific, the damage done to her body has been horrendous over this period since 2017, when she first really got injured regarding her Achilles heel. I mean, it's horrendous. And even the genius coach Stephen Francis, when he was asked in a nationwide interview earlier this year, what would you take her back? He basically said, my advice to you, let's listen. Let me shut up and listen. You probably have heard this already, but watch and listen.
Elaine's body cannot hold up to most of the methods, the methods of 99.9% of the coaches in Jamaica, because they rely on a lot of natural versus mechanical, right? And Elaine's body cannot deal with those kind of things, right? I mean, I think personally that if she were to ask me what she should do, I would tell her to go to somewhere in the States, right, and train, because I don't think that she's going to be able to survive using the methods which I use out here.
Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. Elaine's body cannot hold up to the method that most local coaches use. Then he said she needs to, if you can't work out the MVP, I added that, but that's really what he was kind of saying, she would probably have to find a coach outside of Jamaica. And remember, Elaine has always said she doesn't want to leave Jamaica to find a coach. But the truth is, I mean, Derek Walcott is one of the best, and he was not able to bring out the best in her. She was even more plagued with injuries. Shelley was plagued with injuries. And yes, people do get injured on the MVP, but for some reason, with the exception of what happened with Shericka Jackson, because clearly it was really bad, they've always been able to manage the injuries. Shericka Jackson this year was the first instance in quite some time that I know of that one of their top tier athletes, meaning an MVP athlete, just wasn't able to even run at the Olympics. So why do I say the dream is over? Because let's face it, all of us fantasy, we all salivated at the idea of Elaine Thompson-Herah, still young enough, going back to MVP. So let's face it, we all had the dream, we fantasized that, she was going to go back like the prodigal child. She'd be embraced and we would see the best of Elaine Thompson-Herah. Now I don't know about Coach Raina Reed. I don't know if even he can work a miracle. Like I said, you heard me talk about the compounding effects of the injuries to her body over this sustained period of time. And you heard me describe what it has done to her body. And you've seen this in her races. She's just not as explosive. She's just not as fast. She's just not the Elaine Thompson-Herah we remember. Can Coach Raina Reed bring about a change? I genuinely hope so. Because I'm a huge Elaine Thompson-Herah fan. I mean, which of us isn't? I still think she's the only person on the planet who can break that seemingly unbreakable 100-meter world record set by Florence Griffith Joyner in 1988. I don't think we've seen, well, maybe the person is there, but just looking at what I'm seeing, I think it's her. So yeah, I'm hoping it works. But I'm not blind, people. I even did a video, a fantasy of her and Elaine and Shelly and Sharika all on the MVP. But I guess the dream is over. Maybe it was just, Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we could... Anyway, the dream is over. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to check out our new channel, Peter Lloyd World of Wealth for all things finance. Support the channel if you like our merch. Get something. It's low season, not much is happening. And let me know your thoughts. Are you heartbroken? Because I'm hot. My heart is broken. I really was hoping that they'd get back together. It seemed to have been so close. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings, and queens. Bless her.